Well, my Lyman die set arrived, and we'll see what kind of condition it's in. And I want to explain kind of why that is what I wanted. Oh yeah, that looks perfectly fine. Even got the Allen wrench with it. Okay, the reason I wanted this is for the 3855. Yeah, that looks good. But this is the device I wanted, the part of it. It's the expander. And they have a, well, maybe it'll come out of there, a plug type expander that I really like. That goes down into the case, and forms a perfect pocket for that bullet. It just works very well. A lot of expanders, they'll expand just the mouth of the case just so you can get a bullet started, but that's where you end up with that odd shape to them sometimes, that wasp waist. Now, the other thing I like, these have got a crimper built into them that does a very nice job. Now, these are my 4570. I have to try to look in the camera when I do this, but you can see this is one that I've crimped with that Lyman, and now it's perfectly smooth. When you feed it in through the loading gate and into the chamber, there's nothing to catch. You run your finger on it, it doesn't catch on it. Now this is one, it's one of those Cowboy Action cartridges that I bought as an experiment at one time. This is done with the Lee crimper, and it's actually crimped wrong. It's, the idea is to get right in that crimping groove, because then it's smooth. Well, they crimped her a little high, and they crimped right on top of that little lip there. But it was crimped with a Lee crimper. Now, you can tell that because it's got these little marks in it. But actually this case, though I'm sure it was a brand new case, it's Starline, was either a little long or they had the die set a little bit wrong. Because that really shouldn't have, it shouldn't have been up that high, and the crimp should be right on the edge of the brass. What this does, where it is there, it kind of leaves a ridge, if you run your fingernail, it'll catch on it. And it also kind of pops right behind the crimp groove, then pops it out a little bit. And that's not good. You can run into chambering problems. So these seem to work fine. But it's because the Lee crimper does this, I don't know if you can see in there. It's got them 4 fingers that come up. When it presses down, they come up and they do the crimping. And I'm sure that's what was used. Yeah, see, even here, that doesn't really want to go in there because it's got that bulge in it. Yeah, see, this goes in better. But, that's the whole reason that I wanted that Lyman set. And, like I said, I got a pretty good deal on that for 35 bucks. But, like I say, I tend to be a snake on eBay. There was only 2 people bidding on it. And they had it at like 25 or something like that, and I lay back, and in the last like 10 seconds, I hit her hard, and I got a deal on it. You always feel a little guilty doing that. Usually when I'm buying on eBay, I'm buying it, as the price as now, not bidding on stuff. But when I bid on stuff, if I really want it, I get dirty. But that got me exactly what I wanted. I used to use the Lee crimper. It worked fine. But really, In fact, the Lee Factory crimp works very well. But, like I say, you do have to get your case length right, your bullet seating depth right, to get that really smooth crimp. And even then, you will have the 4 divots. And this probably wouldn't have been such a problem if they would have had it set. Normally they aren't that apparent. Those divots aren't, if you have it set right. But since they were up on that shoulder of the bullet, it didn't want to crimp down in there. Because when these are set up right, these Lyman, when they do that crimp, it's built in the seating die. It's a matter of adjusting it right, but they do a beautiful job. It's easier on the brass. You're not, kinking it kind of like you're doing here. But that's why I wanted that Lyman, and that's. But I've got nothing really against the Lee Factory crimp die, but you just have to know what you're doing with them. But then they do an excellent job, even on the jacketed bullets. That's where they really shine. But that's where they were crimping this one like it was a jacketed bullet. Whereas cast, when you got that crimp groove, man, you want to use it just for the smooth feeding aspect.